Hello, figments of my imagination. If you played any game on Battle.net in the past month, you're probably at least vaguely aware that Warcraft Rumble launches globally tomorrow, almost a full year later than originally planned. Other than dropping a word from the title, I'm not sure what they've been doing with all that time, but I was finally able to secure a download from Canada, where the game has been out since August, to play around with. Like normal, if you want the final verdict, jump to the timecode on the screen now. If you want my reasoning for that verdict and more info about the game, just keep watching. Warcraft Rumble is a self-described mobile RTS game that clearly took a lot of inspiration from games like Clash Royale. The basic gameplay is similar. You generate a resource over time and spend that resource to deploy units to defeat your opponent's units, and eventually their base. The main Blizzard twist, other than the Warcraft skin, is the presence of a robust PvE component, something other such games are missing. And that twist is really where the game shines. Originally, I was afraid the PvE content was going to essentially be an afterthought in what is typically a PvP genre, but I actually found myself enjoying the campaign missions the most. The game is at its best when it's throwing unique stages with interesting mechanics at you, typically requiring you to switch a few minis or your entire deck to win. Beyond the normal campaign, there's also a heroic campaign, a dungeon system with some more unique encounters to grind, and the promise of a raid system in the future. The PvP, by contrast, was a pretty mixed bag. Balance-wise, the Unbound mechanic as a whole seems way too good. At the same time, a lot of minis are essentially useless without a talent, restricting choices dramatically. Gameplay-wise, the map, tower, and modifier all change every 2 weeks to help spice things up, which is both good and bad. Good because the matches will be less stale, bad because it punishes more casual players for not knowing every map and the intricacies of the modifiers. I was initially impressed to see that early ranks had everyone's minis locked at level 1, but that only lasts until silver, at which point all minis levels are divided by 3. Nice of Blizzard to give a little whale protection, but I do wish they had a type of tournament queue where everyone stayed locked at the same level. So PvE good, PvP meh. How about the real question of all free-to-pay, I mean free-to-play games, just how awful is the monetization? And surprisingly, it's actually not too bad for the genre. The premium currency is gold, which is gained the first time you clear most of the PvE levels, and occasionally for free in the shop. But the main source is from a mechanic called Arclight Surge, a 3-day-long event where 10 levels can be completed with some sort of new challenge, each awarding 40 gold. So every 3 days, players get 400 gold for free. Not too shabby, to be honest. Add to that the pretty decent rewards from the campaign on both normal and heroic, and even free-to-play players should be able to unlock every mini pretty quickly. If you're okay with spending some money, however, the Arclight booster for 20 bucks is by far the most value you will ever get. It increases all gold and experience earned, and I basically consider it the price of the game. These days, most games have a monthly or seasonal battle pass, so not having one here is a welcome change. That being said, considering every currently supported Blizzard game has a battle pass, I wouldn't be surprised if Blizzard slaps us with one in a few months. So to summarize, and welcome back video skippers, PvE is good, PvP needs work, but is serviceable, and monetization is pretty good for the genre. Overall, I'd recommend it. As strictly free-to-play, the PvE alone is a nice way to spend a few minutes, and if you're the competitive type, PvP is currently a little pay-to-win, but updates have already been pushed to minimize that, and if those continue through launch, we might actually have something here. And that's it. I recorded this about a week before launch, so if anything crazy happened since then, I'll mention it in the description. Do YouTube stuff below, or don't, and I'll see you all eventually.